Microsoft weighs launching Indiana Jones on the PS5. They say Bethesda's upcoming Indiana Jones game is also tentatively set to launch on Sony's PlayStation 5 console. We got our first glimpse of Indiana Jones in the Great Circle during the developer's direct. It was announced for Xbox and PC. A source familiar with Microsoft's plans tells the Verge that Bethesda is also considering bringing it to PS5. A new multi-platform approach for certain Xbox games is emerging inside Microsoft was told, with the company weighing up which titles will remain exclusive and others will appear on Switch and PlayStation 5 in the future. Indiana Jones appears to be part of this new wave of multi-platform games. While Bethesda will launch its Indiana Jones game first as an Xbox console exclusive, it's currently set to have a rather short period of exclusivity with both. A release for PS5 is being considered for some months later, with Bethesda tentatively targeting a December 2024 launch for the Xbox and PC versions. Exact timing and platform availability for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle could change, particularly as Microsoft's new multi-platform approach for Xbox games hasn't been finalized. And they mentioned here about what's going on with Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush, which were the first reports of Xbox games going to PlayStation. Yeah, when you think of major IP games into Xbox, the first kind of shadow of doubt appeared with Blade. When you looked at what was happening with Blade, there were question marks about its exclusivity, but there was no comments on Bethesda, no real comments on Xbox, no Game Pass logo. The big question was, why are you taking away from your own excitement? And I think we now know why, because there were discussions ongoing even during that point of what will be exclusive and what won't be. What I think is going to be the most fascinating to watch incompetent communication Xbox tactics, because I like some of the things they've done, but man, their communication for years has been garbage. And I am going to watch with my popcorn in hand and see how they attempt to explain to the purchaser how some games will be exclusive and others won't, what the rationale is, why there's even a reason to own an Xbox at this point, and how many people are going to be so pissed off when we talk about Starfield here, how this is Xbox. I feel bad for people who bought into the Bethesda Game Studios and said, you know what, that's a compelling exclusive right there. I gotta pick that up. And they buy their Series X or their Series S for that game. And then you see this a couple of months later. That's gotta sting. But when you look at the quarterly earnings reports, you see how content and services were up mostly thanks to Activision Blizzard, and the game revenue was up mostly thanks to Activision Blizzard. But guess what only went up 3%? Console hardware sales. And I think it just shows that with console hardware being in line with the sales of the Xbox One right now, it just shows to me that big games like Starfield and the knowledge of Activision Blizzard being injected into the ecosystem moved a lot of games, and moved a lot of streaming services, but it didn't move anything. With that, I believe Xbox is done pretending they're in a console war, which they have been using stupid ones for 2 years straight now, and are going headfirst in a direction that makes more sense for their business. Anyway, if I were to have a theory, a bit of speculation here, my reading situation is that there is a little schism ongoing inside Microsoft right now. I see the bean counters, like your Satya Nadella, Tim Stewart, versus like Bill Gates and Sarah Bond, Matt Booty, Phil Spencer, the faces that people know and love. And when I look at comments that Phil has made versus what Tim Stewart has said in the past, for Tim Stewart especially was like starting Muscat and Phil pretty much erasing his comments shortly thereafter, and then Satya Nadella, where he said that Xbox games are coming to Xbox and consoles, which pretty much spells out what it is. I see that Microsoft is winning over, because if Xbox is climbing the ladder as now the third biggest part of Microsoft, they see money in it, trying to extract all the value out of it. That doesn't make it okay, so to say. I'm not afraid to say that I think Xbox is making potentially the Xbox One era level of mistake. I do think the future is without a walled garden, but much like with the Xbox One, I also think Xbox is way ahead of the curve. I don't think they're ready, and certainly I think fans were pretty willing to accept that this would be their fate. Like, eventually Xbox teams are going to leave the platform thanks to Game Pass, and how to sustain that you need to get more subscribers, and you have to go to every service, every screen, every piece of hardware imaginable. But I think that pivot people were expecting was going to come at the end of the generation when the vision had been complete. A big generation overnight pivot after one of your biggest years of experience exclusives from Forza, Minecraft, like the Hi-Fi Rush, the Starfield, and definitely even throw Redfall in the mix. And now this says to me that the higher-ups looked at some sort of number or lack
What up, YouTube? Welcome back to a new video. If this is your first time here on the channel, thanks so much for stopping by. Definitely check out some of my other videos, and if you like what you see, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I love the Nintendo Switch and primarily use it as a hand. So because I use my Switch as a handheld, I'm always looking for the most comfortable ways to play my Switch, especially when it comes to like long play sessions. Now, as much as I do love the Nintendo Switch, I'm not one of those Switch lovers that can't recognize the fact that the console has some issues, right? And for me, one of the biggest issues with the Nintendo Switch are these little bad boys right here, the Joy-Con. Now, I love the fact that the Joy-Con, you can customize them, kind of fit your mood and everything. That's great. I love that. But other than that, and I do love the HD rumble. The rumble's pretty cool. But other than that, I mean, they're not comfortable. I feel like I'm going to break them. And of course, the infamous stick drift is definitely an issue. So at the end of December, I treated myself to one of these. It's a big old box. It's the Craft Nitro Deck. It's the limited edition retro mint green. I told you I was going to come through with this video. So I want to let you guys know what I think about the Nitro Deck. Let's get into it. So here's my Nitro Deck in all of its glory. This is the retro mint limited edition Nitro Deck, and because it was a limited edition, it came with a few extra things. The most important thing for me was definitely this case. It's pretty sweet. So what I like most about this case is that it actually does everything it possibly can to protect your Nintendo Switch, right? So if you open it up, you'll see that there are indents there for your analog sticks on the Switch or on the Nitro Deck, so you're not messing up your analog sticks. You also have a pouch where you can hold things. It actually came with a few things, but I'll show you that in a bit. You'll also see that you can hold up to 8 Nintendo Switch parts in this case. And then when you lift that up, you'll see that there's some extra padding on the back of that. So when you close this case up, it's protecting the screen. And in my case, that's important because I have an OLED screen or an OLED Switch. Definitely won't want to scratch that back here. Case comes with a microfiber foil. I haven't been using mine all that much, but it is branded Nitro Deck at the bottom there. It also comes with USB-C cable, which is pretty long and super convenient. Last but not least, it also comes with 2 additional thumbstick toppers. I do want to let you guys know that the Nitro Deck does allow you to use gyro control, so it's compatible with gyro. There are also remappable buttons, as you can see here. You can remap your buttons, which may be convenient to some. I personally don't use it. If for some strange reason, and it is exclusive, I am supposed to pull this off, but I started to pull it off, it was a little sticky. And I was like, nah, there's some residue there, and I was like, nah, I'm not messing up the back of my Switch. But if for some strange reason you need to use, or you need another controller for your Nintendo Switch while you're playing on the screen, you can just use the USB